Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, now continues.
It is Saturday night. I'm Walter Perez. Here's what's happening in this half hour of Action News. We're keeping our eye on rain falling across the region tonight. Meteorologist Brittany Boyer has details on when the whole thing will end. Also ahead, prominent Hispanic leaders from all across the region are honored at a black tie gala tonight. Plus, a pair of sisters doing their part to help ensure the homeless in Delaware have a hot meal to enjoy. But we begin with deadly flooding in Arizona. The governor has declared a state of emergency after flash floods killed at least 4 people. Cars bobbed up and down in the high water. This as parts of the East Coast brace for possible impacts from hurricane activity in the Atlantic. ABC's Ika Jachi has more.
Rescue crews searching through the night for those still missing after devastating flooding hits the rural town of Globe, Arizona, a small city of about 7,200 people, about 88 miles east of Phoenix. You can see cars totally submerged in the rising floodwaters. City officials say 2 people were found deceased inside a vehicle, a 3rd victim discovered downtown, and a 4th man who went missing overnight was found dead Saturday morning outside his car. A propane tank seen in this video being pushed downstream by the floodwaters. Officials urging residents to stay away from downtown, citing unsafe buildings, debris, and hazardous chemicals in the streets. After the water receded, tanks from a propane business scattered across town. This physical therapy business destroyed by the flooding.
It's about 3 inches full of mud and water about halfway up the wall, and all the equipment has been underwater.
Oh my goodness.
And so to us, it looks like a complete loss.
Crews already at work clearing the mud and debris left behind by the flooding. Meanwhile, in the Atlantic, Hurricane Humberto continues its northwest track, exploding from a tropical storm to a major hurricane within 24 hours. But forecasters expect it to turn and head out to sea. Another system, a tropical depression, has already brought heavy rains and flooding to the Dominican Republic. That system is expected to develop into a tropical storm overnight. Residents in the Carolinas are preparing for possible coastal flooding, especially for the Outer Banks to Myrtle Beach. Ika Jachi, ABC News, New York.
Now to rising tensions between Russia and European leaders. Russia's foreign minister says their forces are ready to respond to any aggression they may face. NATO leaders today, following a number of recent airspace invasions that are being blamed on Russia, the Danish Defense Ministry reported drones at several of their facilities overnight. Recent incursions have also been reported over Poland and Estonia. Russia denies that any of these incidents involve Russian aircraft. Well, time is quickly running out for lawmakers on Capitol Hill to pass a spending bill and avoid a government shutdown. The House Republican majority passed a temporary plan, but it stalled in the Senate, where the GOP has a 6-seat majority. One of the main sticking points is health care. Democrats want to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies that help to lower the cost of health insurance for millions. Federal employees are on edge as well after the White House Budget Office directed agencies to prepare new sweeping layoffs. The government will shut down on Wednesday, October 1st, if no deal is reached. New Jersey voters head to the polls in a bit more than a month to elect a brand new governor. Democratic candidate Mikey Sherrill in Willingboro, Burlington County today for the opening of her South Jersey field office. It's located right there on Beverly-Rancocas Road. Senator Andy Kim was also on hand to rally for support for Sherrill. Meanwhile, her Republican opponent in the race for governor, Jack Ciattarelli, did not have any public events today, but he's planning on making several stops in South Jersey on Wednesday, including stops at businesses in Camden and Gloucester City and a meet and greet in Haddon Township. Election day is Tuesday, November 4th. In our area here, 3 men were injured overnight after gunfire erupted on the 500 block of West Erie Street in Hunting Park. All the victims suffered multiple gunshot wounds. No word tonight on their conditions. And police responded also to the 2000 block of Stenton Avenue in West Oak Lane just before 4 o'clock this morning. Authorities say a 40-year-old man was shot in the leg while trying to break up a fight. He remains at Einstein Medical Center in stable condition at this hour. Police in Reading are investigating a triple shooting that ended with 2 people killed. It happened on the 800 block of Nichols Street at about 6 o'clock this morning. Berks County DA John Adams says a party was being held in a garage when the gunfire broke out. The 3rd victim is recovering from his wounds at the hospital. It's been more than 6 months since a triple shooting in West Philadelphia. One of the victims was killed. The person responsible remains on the loose tonight. Rick Williams has details in this week's Crime Fighters Report.
Police need your help to solve this case.
John Appledorn with the Citizens Crime Commission is hoping you may be able to help Philadelphia police solve the murder of Ronald Collins. The 30-year-old man was shot and killed on the 100 block of North 53rd Street in West Philadelphia on March 23rd of this year. When officers arrived, they found that Collins wasn't the only victim.
There was also 2 other people shot at the scene.
Those victims survived their wounds, but their connection to the shooting is still not known.
If you have any information about it, give us a call.
A $20,000 reward is being offered for information that leads to an arrest and a conviction. Your identity will remain confidential. For Crime Fighters, I'm Rick Williams, Channel 6 Action News.
Prominent local Latino leaders were honored this evening in Fishtown. The action cam stopped by the Who's Who Gala at the Rivers Casino Ballroom. Everybody dressed in their best black and white attire. To match this year's theme, Action News anchor Aliana Gomez was there to offer remarks. The event was held in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month. Approximately 200 people took part in a fun run in Morristown, New Jersey this morning. The mile-long race was held down Kings Highway. Back during the Revolutionary War, that stretch of road was often used by British and Hessian soldiers. Today's family-friendly event, emceed by Action News reporter Annie McCormick, encouraged athletes to run those costumed soldiers out of town. The race was held in honor of the country's upcoming 250th anniversary. A pair of sisters from Wilmington, Delaware, have taken their passion for helping others to a whole new level. The women behind Cheryl's Food Truck were at Christiana Park today to help ensure that the less fortunate have a warm meal.
So today we're going to feed the homeless, as many as we can feed, as much as food as we can give out, fish and chicken, fries, something to drink, until the food runs out.
The Bow sisters were hoping to feed about 100 people today from a menu that included hot dogs, fried chicken, and French fries. Well, 6ABC and the Gift of Life donor program united this week for a registration-thon registering new organ donors. It only takes a few minutes to sign up by using the QR code right there on your screen. Of 100,000 Americans awaiting a transplant, more than 2,000 are under the age of 18. Action News reporter Maggie Kent recently met a youngster from York County, now enjoying a normal life thanks to the Gift of Life.
For C.J. Adams, challenges with his heart began before he was born.
His left side's on his right side and his right side was on his left side, so his heart was turned around.
Jessica Adams says those and other defects led to several operations at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia in CJ's early years. Even then, doctors said he might need a transplant someday. Just before he turned 9, heart failure set in.
He was kind of slowing down. He was tired a lot.
High antibodies complicated finding the right heart.
They could only match him to about 15% of the population. So his options were limited.
In January, CJ and his family feared time was running out.
He just kind of looked at me and said he feels like God forgot about him.
That night, after church, Jessica's phone rang.
And at first I didn't answer it, and then his dad's phone started going off.
It was one of CJ's doctors saying they found a new heart. As CJ and his parents made the 2.5-hour drive to Children's Hospital, he called his best friend with the news. By this summer, he was on the road to good health.
I have a lot more energy.
Ready for school and sports with no heart assist device. In August, CJ threw out the first pitch at the Phillies Organ Donor Awareness Night in front of his hero.
My favorite's Bryce Harper.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome C.J. Adams.
Maggie Kent, Channel 6 Action News.
Now, CJ wants to record his new heartbeat and put it into a Build-A-Bear for his donor's family in honor of their gift. To register, use the phone camera on your phone to connect with the QR code on the screen and go to a special web page. It can mean a lifetime for somebody. All right, much more to Common Action News. Nearly 24 bands rocked the stage during this festival along the Delaware riverfront. Plus, taking a step back in time, a family from South Jersey shares their history as a time capsule is unearthed. Brittany.
And we've had a lot of clouds to start off this weekend. We have rain out there right now, but the clouds are moving on out of here just in time for your Sunday, which means the sunshine returns. We'll talk about it in the exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast when Action News comes right back.
The Congressional Black Caucus held its annual Phoenix Award dinner this evening in Washington, D.C. This year's guest of honor was former Vice President Kamala Harris. She spoke about the state of the country ahead of next year's midterm elections.
A time such as this demands that the leaders in this room remind the people of their power. Speak truth and speak with courage, even when you don't have all the answers.
This event honors those who made contributions to our society and the black community. All right, time for a check now of the AccuWeather forecast. Meteorologist Brittany Boyer in the Weather Center with details tonight. Brittany.
And this is the final weekend of the month of September, and we are ending it a little bit damp this evening. We've had some steadier showers now push their way back into the city. Live on Sky 6, you can see our Brandywine camera. You can see a little bit of the moisture on the camera lens here. It's not just wet outside, it is very sticky outside too. It is 70 degrees right now. Our dew point though is at 67, so we don't just have rain coming down, we have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere here, and what's bringing us the rain is an area of low pressure that's to our south. This is a quick moving system. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, at least if you wake up after about 7 o'clock, this is going to be well out to sea. So this is moving north and east. It'll take the rain with it, but at this point this evening we are dealing with some steadier pockets. I mentioned Philadelphia. We've started to see some steadier showers move through the area. Also down into Newcastle County, you can see the brighter tones on your screen indicating where some of those heavier showers are. It hasn't been a significant amount of rain. The highest rainfall totals down in Wildwood closing in on 1/2 inch, under 1/4 inch for Dover, Wilmington, also Philadelphia. Those north and west to the Lehigh Valley and Berks County, you haven't seen a whole lot. Let's talk about timing here. Like I said, this is a quick moving system. 4 o'clock in the morning, most of the rain is east of Philadelphia. And notice as we go through time, 7 o'clock, maybe just a couple of sprinkles left over, but clouds are already breaking north and west, and that trend continues right through the afternoon. So we're going to end the weekend on a bright note around here. So if you're heading to the bank tomorrow, first pitch is at 3:05, 82 degrees, bright sunshine. Even through the 9th inning, our temperatures hovering right around 80 degrees. So the call from AccuWeather, we start off with some clouds tomorrow. Clouds break for sunshine, and we end the weekend very mild with temperatures in the low 80s and at the shore mid to upper 70s. So a nice day here. Even as we head into Monday, high pressures building in, and that's going to help push all of the tropical moisture to our south. We'll see an increase in cloud cover, but right now with Tropical Depression 9, which is likely to become Hurricane Imelda, look at the latest track here. It becomes a hurricane by Monday, but it's going out to sea. So this is not going to cause any problems to the East Coast aside from some heavy rainfall. We just pick up a few more clouds. Specifically on Monday and Tuesday, notice temperatures are still mild, upper 70s into the low 80s. Then we're turning the page, the month of October, starting Wednesday, 72 degrees, plenty of sun. And then we've got some crisp days Thursday and Friday, highs in the 60s. And we very well could stay dry through next Saturday, possibly our next chance for rain, not until next Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we need that rain.
Yes,
We've
we
said
do.
it many times. All right, thank you, Brittany. More than 800 people taking part in this event to encourage future aviators at Wilmington Airport. Take Flight with AVI is a family-friendly event that gives attendees an opportunity to check out planes from inside the cockpit. There are also plenty of exhibits, plus a special visit from Alma Elizabeth Bailey, who was a nurse for the famed Tuskegee Airmen. Now to this family event, decades in the making. A time capsule was buried 49 years ago, back in 1976. Today, everyone gathered in South Jersey to unearth decades of memories. Action News community journalist Nick Idenisi brings us the story from Marlton.
All right, Linda, you do the honors. My name is Suzanne Oswald from Marlton, New Jersey, and we're going to be opening our family's time capsule that was buried in 1976. My father and his brothers decided for the bicentennial to bury a time capsule on my uncle's property. All of us were kids, but we're really not sure what's in there.
There we go. There she is.
We're opening it this year because our family has a history of ALS. We've lost a cousin and 2 uncles to ALS. And my sister was diagnosed mid-June of this year with having ALS. And we just wanted to have this opportunity for all of us to remember. So we decided to open it 9 months early.
And then the family tree of the bicentennial clam bake.
It was very excited to see some of the things from 1976, especially that they did such a great job explaining each of the families, their ages at that time. Everybody signed a paper of who was present. The photos actually in the time capsule were from the day of the event. I think it's really neat.
I was 23 years old when it was first put in. So to open it up today and see the photos from way back then, to see the newsletters, to even see the book of green stamps. Every August we would get together to keep the family together every year. I can imagine that my dad and my uncles would all be like, this is great. This is what they wanted.
This here is the Yacht Stock River Jam along the Delaware Riverfront in Essington, Delaware County today. More than 20 bands from all genres taking the stage during the 27th annual River Jam today. There's also a large inflatable slide for the little ones, plus plenty of food and merchandise from local vendors. Yacht Stock is a nonprofit that helps families in need due to a child suffering from chronic health issues. It is the most delicious time of the year. Linvilla Orchards and Media, Delaware County hosted its annual Apple Festival today. Visitors were invited to pick their own apples, pick up a candied apple or 2, or take home delicious apple donuts and apple pie. Linvilla touts more than 25 varieties of apples, all grown right there at the orchard. Jeopardy is next here on Channel 6. Action News continues at 6 tomorrow morning. Now for Brittany Boyer, Gabriella Galati, and the entire Action News team, I'm Walter Perez. Have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.